And after that break, I went ahead and started floor 71. Yeah, I needed that break just to calm myself and to make sure nothing was wrong with the recording. I had been recording for an hour at that point. Anyway, new enemy time. Wizards. They are annoying. They're just like, the average normal wizards that you fought in the Palace of Shadow. Only they have, once again, more HP and 3 defense. And more strength. And they can heal. Yeah, I didn't have time for that at this point, so I just took them out as quickly as I could. Well, after this fight I did anyway. I was just trying to fight them normal here. Don't know why, because they can cause the battles to drag on. But as you can see down there, I got 1 star point from beating that one wizard. So yeah, right about now is when the enemies actually start giving you star points. And it only took 70 floors. How nice. Yeah, that extra defense, it's just bad. It's just really bad. And I should not have wasted all of my FP here, but can't change the past. Did what I did, and that's what I did. Strange enough, I took off money, but I was still getting a lot of money from the enemies I beat. So, yeah, I just find that weird. We also have Dark Koopa Trolls that we fought in freaking Glitz Pit. Well, just one of them, but still. And right here was where I first encountered the mover for this run-through of the pit. This is actually the only time I encountered the mover. But yeah, pretty much you pay the mover and he will take you down either 2 floors, 5 floors, or just take you back to the beginning if you feel that you can't go on. Yeah, that was the only time I encountered him in this run-through of the pit. I guess it was useful. I mean, it saved me 5 floors, plus you saw how much trouble I was having with the wizards early on, so yeah, I guess it was for the best. Even though there were wizards in this here fight. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't abuse Yoshi's Gulp more often. It actually is really useful. Huh. But yeah, funny story, in the first run-through of the pit, like the first failed recording, where my computer reset on me, I actually encountered the mover 8 times in the first 40 floors. That was pretty amazing. And right here, floor 80, we get Bump Attack. Defeat weak enemies by just walking into them. You don't have to fight them. Yay. Too bad that's useless here in the pit, because you have to fight all the enemies. Even if you equip that and come back at floor 1, you still have to fight the enemies there. But yeah, I mean, going back to the whole mover thing, that just goes to show you, that's, like, him showing up is really random. But encountering him 8 times in the first 40 floors, that's almost impossible. Too bad I can't use the footage since the data got corrupted. Oh. Anyway, we have a new enemy right here, Arantulas. Oh, and we also have Spunnias, but we encountered one of those in Rogueport Sewers way back when. So, yeah, the pit's just recycling special enemies, but Arantulas are new. They're the older cousins of Pyters, I guess. And you just kill them as normal. Although this fight did take me a minute. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not even all that great with the normal guarding. And that was just pure luck that Mario didn't die right there. Yeah, I'd already used my first life shroom prior to this moment. And I was almost tempted to go ahead and leave the pit and just try again later on, but I figured, you know what? I'm in it now. I have to record this at some point, so I might as well just, give it the old college try and see it all the way through. Of course, if I were to fail like at floor 90 or something, I probably would have postponed this even more. Because, that's just heartbreaking. To fail 100 straight battles when you're so close. I mean, hell, I have a hard time with the Battle Frontier in Pokemon. And the Battle Mason in XY. My dear God. Just how many times I failed at the 19th battle right before I would get to one of the... It's just so sad. It's just so sad. But let us not dwell on Pokemon. Let us dwell on Paper Mario and another new enemy that we are going to fight on the next floor. Yeah, they're tossing the brand new enemies out at you, so I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, we have Dark Bristles right here. And they're just like the bristles from all the way back in Petal Meadows. Yeah. Now, the only reason I'm able to attack them with the hammer right there is because I have the Spike Shield badge. Like, if you don't have the Spike Shield badge equipped and you go up to them, their little side spikes will shoot out and hurt you. Yeah, Power Block is the key to beating them, or at least making them weak, for you to go ahead and take them out at your own leisure. Yoshi's Gulp also doesn't work on them because as Yoshi gets closer, they'll shoot out their side spikes, as I unsuccessfully showed off later on, when I encountered more of them. Oh, okay, well I guess they do that when they're upside down. Interesting. I learn something new every day. Yeah, at this point I took my chances with Bobbery, but I mean, he's a bomb. He might want things to impale him so that he'll just explode quicker. But, whatever. I'm not here to argue the logic of Mario. I'm here to just play 100 straight battles and fight a super powerful boss that's even harder than the final boss of the game to get an item that I can't use since I'm recording this after I've completed everything else in the game. Kind of bleak when you put it like that. But yeah, I mean, the item you get for completing the pit is really useful, but by the time when most people are taking on the pit, it's useless at that point. Especially since, like, if you try to tackle the pit at any point before you beat the game, you're really going in, like, with the disadvantage. Unless you're really good at super guarding, or you have a really good badge set up. And right here we have another new enemy, the Piranha Plant. How strange that it took this long for a normal Piranha Plant to show up in the game. But yep, normal Piranha Plants, they have a whopping 15 HP. And they're pretty darn strong too. Now with them, I just wanted to take them out as quickly as possible because, like I said, they really are, like, very strong. Let me check the old wiki. Yep, 9 attack. That is not something you want to deal with normally. Oh, and apparently they have the second highest attack power in the game, exceeded only by an Amazy Daisy's attack. And trust me, Amazy Daisies, they are not to be messed with. They are not to be messed with. I hate Amazy Daisies. So yeah, 15 HP and 9 attack. Luckily I was able to take them out with relative ease. I just used Clock Out so that I could take them out at my leisure and just save some of my BP. I mean, not BP, but FP. Just for, you know, the next few floors, since I'm rather close to leveling up again. I mean, now I'm getting considerably more star points from each enemy I'm beating, so that's always a good thing. And he's restored just in time to face his demise. How nice is that Piranha Plant? Anyway, we got 12 star points from that one. Yep, beginning to rack them up now. But enough of that. Onward to the next floor with enemies that we've already faced. So I have no need to talk until we get to the next checkpoint floor. Meet you there. When I decide to go... What was I doing there? Huh, I don't know. Maybe just taking a deep breath before I advanced even further? I guess. It probably seems like something I would do at this point of the pit. And with some help from the moon, we were able to beat that enemy. So anyway, the last rest room, floor 90, we get Lucky Day, with Mario's attack causes enemies to miss more often. Nice to have, and I equipped that for the final boss because, well, yeah. I mean, any badge that allows Mario to avoid taking damage is always good. So yeah, right here, I went ahead and did my final prep for the final 10 floors. You know, just checking my badges, seeing what I would probably need and what I probably wouldn't need. Because we're getting into enemies that could pretty much be considered mini-bosses on their own. Well, I'm kind of exaggerating, but not really, because some of these bosses, I mean, not bosses, but enemies we're about to face are pretty difficult. And my strategy just changed quite a bit for these last... wait, why did I say 10 floors? 9 floors, because, yeah, at the 10th floor, we're fighting, you know, Bonetail. But you'll see how my strategy changed pretty soon. I went ahead and bought a Super Shroom because I figure, you know, it might as well. You can never be too careful. Plus, I was left with 416 coins, so I mean, if I encountered the mover at any point, hey, you know, I have more than enough to pay him. But I would highly doubt it at this point. So anyway, new enemy time. That is an Elite Wizard. Let me go ahead and check up their stats real quick. Yep, 12 HP, 8 attack, 5 defense. That is messed up. 5 defense. Really. And we also have Poison Puffs. Now, I was just really thinking about like how I was going to take care of this because, yeah, Elite Wizards, I didn't want to have to deal with that, like just a long drawn-out battle. I was just mulling over like all my different options. Can't remember if this is when I just decided to go with the cheap route or if I just took them out normally. This is when I decided to go with the cheap route. Yeah, Flurry's Gale Force. This actually works. I mean, it only was able to get rid of one of them, but yeah, that is an actual strategy you can use for the pit. And that counts as defeating the enemies. So, I mean, if you're really lucky and, you know, you keep Flower Saver and Flower Finder equipped, you could actually, like, theoretically use Flurry's Gale Force in every battle of the pit and win. Well, except for Bonetail, of course, but yeah, that is a possibility, theoretically. You just have to be able to constantly make up for the FP you use and just be incredibly lucky to max out the meter and blow away all the enemies when you can. Yeah, it came in handy, I guess. Not really so much for that fight, since I would have just used Supernova to kill all the enemies anyway, but yeah, whatever. I'm not too proud of what I did, but at the same time, it kind of needed to be done. Otherwise, I probably would not have beaten the pit. Because these last 9 floors are tough. Oh, yeah, at this point, this is when I decided to go ahead and just equip Feeling Fine. Because, yeah, they're Poison Puffs. You don't want to get poisoned now, do you? So what badge did I take off? I think I took off Power Plus? Oh no, I took off the damage dodges. Why would I do that? And this must have been when I was still tired. I don't know. Either that or I felt the extra power would be better than, like, the extra defense. So, whatevs. Anyway, we have 2 more new enemies. Swampire with 20 HP. And Amazy Daisies, which are the scariest sight in the game. Amazy Daisies, like, you can find them in Twilight Trail, in Twilight Town, but they're very rare. And in the LP, I encountered not a single one. I think I did off camera. I just didn't get to record it in time. Yeah, pretty much they're cowardly. So first chance they get when they're alone, they'll run away, which is probably for the best. Like, you don't get any star points for when they run away, but yeah, they have 20 attack power. So it's probably for the best that they do run away. Like, I remember the first time I encountered an Amazy Daisy in Twilight Trail when I was just playing this game as a kid. I was like, oh, it's just a gold crazy daisy. This shouldn't be too bad. And then I took 20 points of damage. I was just staring slack-jawed at the screen for a few seconds like, what in the world just happened? Luckily, you are able to get a lot of star power for beating an Amazy Daisy. Like, if you're at a really low enough level, I think you can get away with like 70 star points, like 60 or 70, and even now it probably would have given me about 30 if I were able to beat it. I mean, just the fact that they run away quickly and have the strongest base attack in the game, yeah, it's kind of just a high risk, high reward thing for defeating an Amazy Daisy. But because that they can show up on these final 9 floors, it's best to always keep your HP like at full. That's why I really commend the people who are able to do the pit with like less than 15 HP because of Amazy Daisies. And yeah, the thing with Amazy Daisies, they can randomly appear on any one of these floors. So like 1 or 2 has a possibility of showing up for any of these battles. Oh, and just throwing this out there, yep, rather late, but whatever. Like, the enemies that can appear on any given floor, you know, just follows the theme for each floor. Like, for example, with these 9 floors, you can only expect to see these Bobolts and Swampires and Elite Wizards and Amazy Daisies. Like, you can expect to see those on these floors. But the combinations of what you fight can differ for each floor. And by that I mean that, like, this combination of 4 Bobolts I'm fighting right now, if I were to go through the pit again, I probably wouldn't be fighting them right now. I'd probably be fighting just another set of enemies. At this point I gave up and I just went to Art Attack. Don't know why I didn't do that from the beginning. Would have saved me a lot of time. I guess I figured I could take them out, but then when they boosted their defense I was like, okay, yeah, forget this. And also, I don't think I mentioned it when I leveled up the second time, but yeah, Mario became an A-list superstar. So that's why he has a better stage. And that's why the moon came out of nowhere and murdered some of my enemies. Huh. So in Legend of Zelda, the moon is evil. But in Mario, the moon's a pretty good guy. Well, and then there's, you know, the moon in Wario where he's pretty much in the middle. Like, he's smiling, but at the same time he's trying to kill you. And then there's Kirby Moon too, which is, well, he doesn't really have beef with Kirby, he just has beef with the sun. Yeah. Like I said, the astral objects in the sky, they just really have a hard time in Nintendo games for some reason. Ah well, anyway, enjoy the rest of these battles, sped up to 4 times their speed! that, I went ahead and did some more last-minute preparations for the final fight, because, well, that was the last of the normal battles. So, yep, looking at my badges, and I also went ahead and healed too, but yep, I have Lucky Day, both feeling fines because Bonetail has status effect, Breath, Lucky Start, Peekaboo, Power Bounce, Power Plus, Pretty Lucky Partner, Quick Change, Shrink Stomp, and W Emblem, because I refuse to recognize the year of Luigi. This is the year of frickin' Wario to me, and I will celebrate it as I see fit. So here we are, the final floor, and there is Bonetail, the older brother of Hooktail, and Gloomtail, I believe, too. But he's also dead and is just a walking pile of bones. And of course Bobbery had to get in his little one-liner. So yeah, many consider this boss to be harder than the Shadow Queen. I mean, I can't really comment on that because this is actually my first time ever fighting Bonetail. I had never made it this far before. Yeah, kinda sad. Pretty much my strategy was to use this to just raise my defense and attack so I could just make the battle go by as quickly as possible. Now just wail on them and try not to take, you know, a lot of damage. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. This was the only star attack I was really using. I was just using Mario's Power Bounce and Bobbery's Bombas. And just to speed things up, I'm speeding up the battle. Because, yeah, there's really nothing to show. I mean, well, aside from the mist being a real troll right here. But yeah, for the most part, I was not switching up my strategy. And, yeah, Shrink Stomp didn't work. Yep, there was his Poison Breath attack. But thankfully, I had Feeling Fine equipped. Yeah, this mist was not going away. Wow. But yeah, Bonetail's main attacks are the Breath attack, stomping on you with the front paw claw thing, and yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, Bonetail can also heal for, I believe, 20 HP. So yeah, that can also cause the fight to drag on a lot too. And then Bonetail also has another attack where, like, on the first turn, he'll charge up, and then on the second turn, he'll unleash it. Thankfully, he did not do that attack with me, and that was the main reason why I bought so many Boo Sheets. Because, yeah, like, while I never did fight Bonetail, I did look up some tips on how to deal with them. And, everybody said to bring some Boo Sheets or rely on Vivian's Veil ability. But that didn't need to happen because he never used that attack on me. I don't know why. I think the fight lasted long enough for him to, you know, at least charge up, but yeah, it didn't happen. I guess I was just dealing too much damage. And right here was the finishing blow on Bonetail. I will admit, like, this video did sort of make the Bonetail fight seem trivial, but like I said, I think that might have been all luck. And yeah, you only get one lousy star point out of that. One star point. Wow. But yeah, I'm aware that made the fight look rather easy, but from what I've seen so many people say about him, it really isn't. Like, even when you're fully prepared, they said it could be a bit hard, but hey, there I was. Like I said, I more or less contribute that to luck with him not charging up for his super powerful depth attack. But yeah, anyway, we get return postage. Make direct attackers take 1/2 the damage Mario does. So yeah, let's say an enemy attacks Mario for 6 HP, or for 6 damage, they take 3 damage themselves. And yeah, we got Goombella. I just did this just for posterity purpose, to have her tattle on the pit. Because yeah, I didn't have her tattle on Bone Tail, but I'm about to rectify that pretty soon, as you will soon see. But yeah, with that, the pit is now done. I was so relieved when I recorded this. Yeah, this was the first time I completed the pit. It only took, what? How many years did I have this game? I think I had it since the Christmas after it launched. And I'm just now beating the Pit of 100 Trials. Yeah, anyway, we're paying a visit to Professor Frankly's place, because in the trash can was the catalog for Bone Tail. Yep, as I mentioned in the past, that's where the catalogs for bosses that you fail to tattle on will show up. Yeah, the remaining question marks are just the enemies from the pit that I chose not to tattle on, just to be on the safe side. Yep, there's Bone Tail right there, number 101. The oldest brother of Hooktail. He's just bones now. He's incredibly tough. Maybe even the toughest? Yeah, I would say that he is a lot tougher than Hooktail. Only had, what, 20 HP? And a lot tougher than Gloomtail. And possibly on par with the Shadow Queen. But anyway, that was the Pit of 100 Trials, and I hope you all enjoyed. It took me forever to record it, but I finally did it. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this LP of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I know I did. Alright, goodbye.